gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again, it's MRN's Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are glad you joined us. Erin Evernham and Steve Post back in our studio again. Those of you on Facebook Live joining us, good to see everyone as we're back on Facebook Live and YouTube. A little tuning going on here behind the scenes, but we're back. And, of course, the audio continues on, as always the case. So, Erin Evernham and Steve Post, we have got a great show with Aaron Reutzel coming up. He is the Lucas Oil ASCS Sizzlin' Summer Speed Week champ. And Matt Juhl, 410 winner at Knoxville, so going to be great as well. How are you? How's things?
Good, very good. Yourself?
I am fantastic.
You went to the track this weekend.
Went to,
And you rubbed it in on
I went to Attica,
Twitter.
exactly. I went to Attica Raceway Park this past weekend, last Friday night, and it was great. Rain kind of got the best of us, but it's great being at the racetrack. I stole their Facebook account.
I saw that.
I had fun in the garage or in the pit area, and then had fun in the stands too.
Yeah, I'm sure
Great
you did.
fun.
And I know that you don't mind a rain out, because we know what that means.
Well, exactly. No, but the rain out at Attica means in the car and headed the 2.5 hours back to Jackson.
Not the usual rain
No,
out.
not the usual rain out. No, exactly. I hate it. Ohio Speed Week, the first weekend was just brutal with rain. Rain delays at Eldora, they got that in. Waynesfield got postponed until tomorrow night, Wednesday night. So, man, it's just been brutal. And it was rough at Attica. Great crowd, great field of cars, great everything. You know, everyone is doing everything right.
Yeah.
Just can't get the weather to
Mother
cooperate
Nature.
right now. Exactly. So it was a rough one, but a lot of fun catching up with everybody up in Ohio. So many great racers up there, and good to catch up with everybody.
Yeah,
so.
that's the one good thing about us radio people. When it rains out, the drivers and people are more willing to talk.
Right, we get a lot more time. Exactly,
Yeah.
You're right about that, and you're accurate about that. It does give us more time to patrol the pit area and have some fun. Let's dig right into it. The classic ink, screen printing, and embroidery hot topics. Well, there's one hot topic in motorsports, and it's whether you're talking NASCAR or whether you're talking the World of Outlaws or the All-Stars. Kyle Larson, we're watching some magic here.
We're watching something really special.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Unreal. I don't even have words to describe it.
Exactly. Just spent a little time talking with Christopher Bell for a piece we're doing later on, and he said he watches these races and he's like, well, why doesn't everyone else do that? and I think Danny Smith had a great tweet. 57 cars at Wayne County, 56 drivers, and Kyle Larson. It's amazing what he's doing, and the thing of it is he's wheeling that stock car on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah.
Likewise, also.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we're watching, I know we've talked about it before, but they always say the next Jeff Gordon, the next Tony Stewart. I think he is maybe above and beyond what they've done. Like, he is that person of our time right now.
It is absolutely phenomenal to watch him wheel a car, and he does things in a stock car. And you know, one of the reasons that we love sprint car racing so much is because of the different grooves, the different lines and everything, where NASCAR's more buttoned down, doing things. But he gets out of line with those stock cars and puts them in places they don't belong.
Absolutely. It makes it work.
I know. Absolutely.
I'll never forget the first time I saw him race. It was a preliminary night. It might not have been the first time I saw him race, but it was his first time at Knoxville. It was a preliminary night for the Knoxville Nationals, and he went out there and made it look easy. And I'll never forget it. I was like, how do you do that? Why do you make that look so easy and make the rest of us look like in awe?
I think that's the thing, is to make it look easy.
Yeah. And he's always so relaxed and calm. And I remember his crew guys at the point were like, oh yeah, he's taking a nap. He doesn't ever work on the car. Like, he just got in it and it was magic.
We talked so much, and Aaron, you and I, we've traveled all over the place trying to figure out what's going on with the feel of race cars here in 2017. Nobody can get the feel of the race car. Nobody's comfortable with it. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do that. He jumps into things, and it's like it doesn't matter what the car feels like. It's like, to me.
No, and it's like every really good race car driver has some special magic where they can find that feel even when it's not comfortable, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that's natural ability. That's not always the crew, the car, the equipment. What he has is like raw, natural feel for a race car.
Amazing. And he is doing it dirt track, asphalt track, big track, little track. Oh my gosh, they're going road
Back
course.
and forth.
They're going, yeah, exactly. They're going road course racing in NASCAR. I mean, it's just who knows what's going to happen.
And a dirt race.
And a dirt race, that's right. Yeah, exactly. So great stuff. And that is our Classic Ink Screen Printing and Embroidery Hot Topic. The hot topic is Kyle Larson. Classic Ink Screen Printing and Embroidery. Great t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, towels, hats, and more. I just saw today where they've done all the stuff for Knoxville.
Have you seen that
The
stuff?
Knoxville stuff
So
is fantastic.
Cool. Yes.
I mean, we got to get some Knoxville stuff.
We
Maybe
do.
have to dial up Kendra and see if we
Yeah.
can get a care package over here.
The shirts are amazing. The old vintage, old school look. I love what
Yeah.
Kendra's done.
What Kendra has done, and it's through Classic Ink Screen Printing and
Yep.
Embroidery that they've done them. It is great stuff. www.classicinkusa.com. That's classicinkusa.com. We need to step away. When we come back, we're going to talk to the sizzling summer Speed Week champ for the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. Aaron Reutzel joins us next.
I'm Danny Holcraver, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum's newest feature exhibit is our Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell, June 9th through October 15th, at the only museum in the world solely dedicated to sprint car racing, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. Stop in and check out 8 of Sammy's original race cars and see his trophies, uniforms, and more as you learn about his outstanding career. The Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell is only this season at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville.
When your AC stops blowing cold air, find relief during Murray AC Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. While you may need to eventually have your AC professionally serviced, O'Reilly Auto Parts has special offers on the items you need to bring the cool back now. Everything from AC compressors to refrigerant. Don't miss Murray AC Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Victory Junction, it's simple. We believe every child, no matter their diagnosis or disability, deserves the chance to just be a kid. So we provide a medically safe environment where children who live in a world of hospital stays and doctor's visits are free to do everything from riding horses, ziplining, swimming, fishing, and bowling, all at no cost to the camper. The experience inspires confidence, builds self-esteem, and changes the life of every child who comes here. Help us change a child's life at victoryjunction.org.
I'm Danny Holcraver, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. And let's go right to the guest line. Joining us now, fresh off from a couple of wins and the championship for the Sizzling Summer Speed Week Tour for the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. Aaron Reutzel's on the line. Hello, Aaron. Welcome back to Winged Nation.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me back.
How are you? Well, I guess you're doing all right. Picked up a couple of wins. Looks like you had a pretty good speed week there through the Midwest.
Yeah, we had a great speed week. Started off a little slow, but about midway through the second week, we got going really good. We just, found some rhythm, found some stuff with these new cars we've been running, and everything came together really well for us.
Aaron, the last time we spoke with you was out at the Jackson Nationals, and you had a really tough wreck and were in kind of rough shape. How have you been feeling since then? Obviously much better.
Yeah, it's my eyes don't seem to be much better, but yeah, I've been pretty good after that. I was just a little sore that week. That day I was going to try and race, and I got a little busy, and so I went ahead and took the week off. My guys were a little worried that I was going to be like Ricky Bobby there since I took the week off because they really wanted to race, but nope, all's good. We're back at it.
Back at it indeed, and back winning races along the way. You mentioned when you talked about the speed weeks, you started a little slow, but you got a rhythm. Sometimes speed weeks can be a disaster when things are going bad, but it sounds like to me that speed weeks is kind of a blessing, and was that the case with the rhythm you talk about and the backing things up night after night? Is that one of those instances where speed weeks and night-to-night racing turns out to be really beneficial for your overall program?
Yeah, it does. Our deal, we set our program up to basically for the long haul. We've been out on the road for 3 months, so speed weeks definitely stuff that we like doing, and it goes really well with our program. And we were like I said, we started off just a little bit slow there. We had some part failures the first night, but we rebounded with an eighth, and then the second night, the start of the feature, kind of got spun in the infield, got hit from behind, and we rebounded with another eighth. And then after that, Speed Week really took off for us. And, we're coming up into Washington for the Dirt Cup with some momentum. I've never actually come out here with momentum. I've always come out here with either broke motors or tore up race cars or something. So it's nice to come to this race with some momentum because we finished second the last 2 years, and I'd like to get it done this year.
Erin, you mentioned something in Victory Lane at Lucas Oil Speedway that really caught my eye. You said that you were just cruising and that you were taking your time with lap traffic. And I feel like most conversations we have with drivers this year, it's about how they have to be up on the wheel every minute. Have you found something that has you that comfortable that you actually were cruising in lap traffic?
Yeah, the deal was I caught a bunch of cars really well and checked right through them. So I didn't think there was no way that they got through as good as I did. And there was a pretty big rut entering one, and, it about got me a couple of times. So I think it was only 3 to go at that time. So I figured I'd just, sit behind that last car and see if he would make a mistake. And because he had a pretty good pace going. So I didn't want to, try to bonsai him and take the chance of taking myself out. And then I seen Sam's nose there. So I figured, I got to do it now. So, and I really shouldn't race that way because, you go race with the Outlaws and stuff, you can't race that way. You have to race as hard as you can every single lap. So, but it ended up working out.
No doubt. It did work out. And Victory Lane and the championship for the Speed Weeks. You mentioned it just a bit ago. You're headed to Skagit this weekend, or maybe you're already out there on the West Coast. How tough is it? What are the challenges as a team owner going all the way over the top of the Rocky Mountains, if you will, out to Skagit? Are you there yet, or what's the plan as far as getting there and all the logistics of doing that?
Yeah, we're here. We did it nonstop, right? Right after the races, 32 hours, ruled it out. One of the challenges is just getting here. With these rigs, they're ticking time bomb. You never know what's going to go wrong and this or that. So we just ruled it out and got here straight. Actually, the start of Speed Week, we had a turbo go out in our truck the first night, and I called everyone, called all the Freightliner dealerships, called all the truck rental places, and we couldn't find nothing for it. And me and Josh Boffman, we went to pretty much a junkyard pick and pull place. We found a turbo and we changed it ourselves. So, that's part of the deal with the Speed Week and coming out here is you never know what's going to happen with these rigs. So that's why we try to get it done right away.
Now that you mention it, I think I just read this morning on Facebook that Wayne Johnson is stuck somewhere. The motor in his truck blew up, so hopefully he finds some help like you did. Sam Hafertepe has kind of dominated the Dirt Cup. What are your thoughts? Obviously, you have momentum on your side this weekend.
Yeah, like I said, we've never come in here with momentum, and it feels really good to come into this race with some momentum this year. We got second the last 2 years, and we've been pretty fast here. The track's always been really racy, but I've never capitalized on the prelim nights to start me up front on Saturday night. I think my best starting spot's been 10th so far, and it's a long race, so it's allowed us to get up to second, but we've never been able to actually get up there and contend for the win. So hopefully this year we can get through our prelim nights good and start somewhere in the first 2 rows.
The key to getting around Skagit is what does your car need to do there? You say it's been racy, but what kind of describe the racetrack, because most of us haven't had a chance to get out there.
It can build a big curb, and it can get pretty treacherous around the top where it'll get a little rough and with a big curb. So you got to make sure that you can get your car to roll around the curb on top if you want to get through traffic and whatnot. And it's one of those deals where you got to be up on the wheel every lap because they got some pretty fast locals here. Jason Sowald and Colton, they've just got some really fast guys, and then our guys that come in as well. And it's a pretty neat little joint.
It is. It's a bucket list, that's for sure. And would love to get up there some year for the Dirt Cup. It's the 46th annual Jim Raper Memorial Dirt Cup, and it pays $15,000 to win on Saturday night. There you go. Well, Erin, we'll be following along on Racing Boys. We appreciate your time. Congratulations on the recovery from the Jackson mess, okay? The win in Speed Weeks, and best of luck this weekend trying to cash that big check Saturday night.
Hey, thank you guys, and thank you for having me on.
There we go. That is Aaron Reutzel joining us here. Man, We've talked so much about youth, and here's another young guy, and again, building his own team, doing his own deal. I did it my way, and boy, really finding a stride here mid-season.
Yeah, it's neat, and I know we didn't really get a chance to talk to him about it, but they had so many rainouts earlier in the year. It's nice to see all of ASCS really getting a chance to race.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, I talked to him at Lakeside, and he was like, well, I don't know where I'm going this weekend.
Yeah.
I may end up sticking around and going to Knoxville because this is looking bad. And, you know, and they were going to go to Colorado the next week, but that got rained out, so it has been a challenge, that's for sure. Good to see him racing and good to see Aaron Reutzel scoring wins. Let's step away because when we talk about scoring wins, it's always special to get that first one at Knoxville, and Matt Juhl did it on Saturday night. We'll talk to him next.
Find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing, proven speed.
On Friday, June 30th, the Professional Fighters League makes its debut at the Daytona International Speedway. Admission to the fight is included with your ticket to the Xfinity Series race on Friday night, the Coca-Cola Firecracker 250. The battle in the cage will immediately follow the action on the track. MMA legend John Fitch takes on Brian Foster in the main event of the night. Championship Racing and Championship MMA back-to-back. Kick off your 4th of July weekend at the Daytona International Speedway with the Professional Fighters League.
Hi, I'm Casey Kane. Now back to Winged Nation.
Thank you, Casey. It is MRN Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Erin Evernham and Steve Post here. And first wins, first 410 wins, first Knoxville wins are always special. And when you bundle them all up and put them all together and do it on a Saturday night, life is good indeed. And that's the case for Matt Juhl, who joins us on the hotline. Matt, welcome into Winged Nation.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Well, congratulations. Tell us about Saturday night and what it meant to you, what it means to you.
You know, it's pretty incredible. I was, lucky to be in a position to be on the front row, and everything kind of worked for me. And, it was unbelievable when I got to, victory lane and took that right-hand turn out to the front stage. And, it's still kind of a shock to me yet, but, I've been getting a lot of congratulations, over the last couple of days, and it's pretty surreal.
Speaking of hearing a lot of congratulations, what has the response been? I saw Brian Brown sent you a nice tweet, but what was the response like, even from your friends and family?
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, there's a lot of people that, support you, and, when you get a big win like this, it helps having those people mention and congratulate you.
Matt, what were the last few laps like? Because a lot of times we'll see somebody and your elbows up racing someone arm to arm going straight on. You were kind of out a little bit on Austin McCarl. You had a few lap cars to deal like, but what were the last few laps like, and how long did it seem like it took forever? Do you get the last few laps, or what were you just focusing on over the last 4 or 5 laps of that race?
Yeah, I mean, the first probably 9 or 10 laps, I had clear track in front of me, and then when we got to lap traffic, I was getting super tight, getting behind, lap cars with dirty air, and I had to really muscle up, and I was getting a little worn out, and I was like, "Come on, really? Where's the white flag at?" And I finally seen the white flag. I'm like, "Oh, geez, you don't know where anybody's at behind you, so try to hit your marks best you can." And and I was a little too tight towards the end there, but luckily I was able to hang on.
Matt, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started in sprint car racing for some of our listeners from around the country that may not have heard of you before, but obviously now have, being the big Knoxville winner.
Oh, yeah, I guess, like almost any other racer, I started racing go-karts when I was 9. I think I was in go-karts for 3 or 4 years, and then actually jumped up to QRC karts and raced down at Knoxville for, I think, another 2 years. Did that. Me and my dad, every weekend for 2 years straight, we'd drive 4.5 hours to go race, and then we'd be able to go watch the races that night. So it was, as a kid, it was perfect. It was, awesome to be able to do that. And then I took about 4 or 5 years off. I ran track and cross country in college, and then I got back. I think it was 2010. I jumped into a 360 sprint car and had that many years off, so it was getting a little rusty getting back into racing again. But I'm glad I got back into it, and my dad and my parents are definitely the reason I was able to keep going racing.
You mentioned you ran track and cross country, and that to me just seems weird because I'm a fat radio guy. Okay, I mean it just does. But I did see your interview after Knoxville. You were huffing and puffing pretty good.
I'm not in that good a shape anymore. It's been years.
Well, that was my question, and you got that was my question. But it is. I watched, and like I said, you were huffing and puffing, and I'm like, my God, if this cross country guy's huffing and puffing, that's a pretty tough day. Yeah.
I know. I need to get back working out. Trust me.
There we go. Exactly, Matt. You're in a good spot. It looks like to me. I mean, obviously winning races, so that's going well. But involved, is it a family business that you're involved with, and is this business during the week, sprint car racing on the weekend? Is that kind of the way you progress and the way you see this going for some time down the road?
Yeah, I got involved with the Octane Inc. We do obviously printing and graphics, and it's been just over 2 years now, and things here at work have been really good, and it takes a lot of focus to do your weekly job. And I've gotten pretty heavily on trying to learn more about the business, and because I was kind of the newcomer to figure all this out. So I'm really thankful to be in the position I am with having awesome crew guys and crew chief that are able to kind of take care of the car, even though I'm not going to be able to be in the shop as much as I used to be when I first started. But once it's weekends and it's race time, your mind switches and you just focus. I think that's really helped me with growing up being in sports and having that dedication to be your best.
Following up to Steve's question, is the 5-year goal, is it to race with the World of Outlaws and be on the road more? Or are you happy being the Knoxville Weekly, run the Nationals, do what you can close to home?
I haven't really thought about it too much. I mean, obviously I love racing, and I don't foresee myself, stepping away from that for a long time. And my whole goal was, as a kid, being able to race a 410 sprint car, and I'm doing it right now. And obviously I want to progress and be better and race with the best, as much as I can. But I have that obligation with work, and I just bought a house recently, so it's been pretty crazy. But that's something I do need to think about some more and see what, I like how things are right now. So hopefully I can continue at least, travel as much as I can and, still make everything work.
It is. It's amazing. It really is. And you start popping off wins and everything, and maybe the goal, maybe the mission starts to change a little bit. Matt, it was so much fun watching that video, and we just love first-time winners down there at Knoxville. I can't imagine the magical feeling. I love your description of turning right, because how many times drivers gone across those scales, but to get the opportunity to go right out onto the front stretch has got to be a magical, magical moment. Congratulations on the win. I know we'll talk to you down the road. Thanks for joining us here on Winged Nation.
Yes, thanks. Appreciate it.
There we go. Matt Juhl. Just a great story.
Yes.
We talk so much about these kids that are destined for World of Outlaws or destined for NASCAR, or destined wherever they are. You got to remember, there's great guys that may end up like Matt Juhl, working during the week, and whooping up on the World of Outlaws when they roll into Jackson or when they roll into
absolutely.
Knoxville. And that's what makes our sport so incredible. Maybe he does get the chance to go World of Outlaws, or maybe he becomes one of those guys that the Outlaws just, here he is again.
There's plenty of people that have made a really good living in Pennsylvania, California, the Midwest without having to do all that traveling.
It's a great situation we have at Sprint Car Racing, and Matt Juhl, looks like the future's bright for that young man. Let's step away. When we come back, we're going to talk about the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum and some midweek races. Oh, we love midweek races. Stay with us.
I'm Kerry Madsen, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Classic Ink USA Screen Printing and Embroidery is constantly testing the limits of custom racewear and specialized embroidery. Headquartered in Western Pennsylvania, Classic Ink holds the highest standard, maximizing your return as well as the ultimate customer satisfaction. From track swag fanwear to quick crew crewwear, Classic Ink has you covered. Their dedicated staff and designers will keep your race team and fans looking sharp. Contact Classic Ink today and get your team ahead of the competition. www.classicinkusa.com. That's Classic Ink, at the track and on your back.
The crown jewel of the Northwest, $15,000 to win, $1,000 to start. It's the 46th Annual Jim Raper Memorial Dirt Cup presented by the Skagit Casino and Resort, June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at Skagit Speedway. The Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series National Tour takes on the best of the Northwest as Haferty, Herrera, and Bergman lead the charge, along with Northwest Focus Midgets and the Washington Modified Touring Series. Tickets on sale now at SkagitSpeedway.com or by calling 360-724-3567.
When your battery goes dead, everything can come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Kerry Madsen, and you're listening to Winged Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
We are having a blast, and we're glad you joined us here on MRN's Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tire. Ride on our strength. Time to talk about one of our favorite spots, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Of course, the groundbreaking for the Brian Clausen Tower.
Thursday.
Man, that was a big deal. It's happening. We're really, really great to see what's happening out there. One of the things we like to focus in is on the birthday calendar. When we look at birthdays this week, Thursday, Speedy Bill Smith. Friday, Bill Harkey, Billy Wilderson. Sunday, Doug Auld, one of our buddies from Sprint Car and Midget Magazine.
This past Monday, Steve Post.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yes, it's Postman's birthday yesterday.
It was a birthday, but not a Hall of Fame birthday, just a birthday along the way. But Thursday, we mentioned this. Speedy Bill Smith, 2000 inductee into the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. A fascinating story, and a guy you had a chance to get to know.
Yeah, Speedy Bill became a good friend of mine. He wasn't a huge fan of women drivers, but over time at Knoxville, I somehow earned his approval, and he nicknamed me the Queen of Speed, which is still a really special nickname. And actually, in their museum out in Nebraska, I have a whole little section of fire suit and a wing. So he became a really special person, incredible person, smart. To hear he has a book out that you should read if you haven't. His life story is amazing. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, but I feel honored that I got to know him and spend time with him.
Paid his way through college, repairing and selling cars, raced motorcycles and roadsters, but really it was in the ownership and the innovation end of it. And whether it was stock car racing with Tiny Lund or Johnny Beauchamp, or sprint cars with drivers like Jan Ingram or Doug Wolfgang, this guy seemed to be able to do anything with a sprint car or a race car, anything with an automobile, actually.
And to know that he started with his own little tiny shop in Lincoln, Nebraska, and now it is this incredible facility. If you ever have the chance, even at Knoxville, if you take the road trip out to Lincoln.
To do that. I would love to do that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Borrowed money from his then wife, and then newlywed wife, Joyce, $300.
He was a wonderful person as well.
In a 20 by 20 storefront is how they started it. Amazing stuff, and that's why the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum is such a special place, because it has the stories of Speedy Bill Smith and so many others. You can find out more information at sprintcarhof.com. Midweek racing, we're up to our elbows in it. As a matter of fact, 2 races tonight.
Yeah.
World of Outlaws are at Granite City Speedway up in Minnesota, and the All-Stars are at Sharon Speedway.
Multiple devices out tonight.
Multiple devices, exactly. All-Stars, the Arctic Cat All-Star Speedweek continues. Waynesfield postponed from Sunday night to tomorrow night, Muskegon County Raceway. Want to mention this week on our podcast on Thursday is Chase Johnson. We're going to talk about California. And Gio Selzy joins Ashley and I on Saturday morning on MAV TV. So the youth. We're going to cover a lot of the youth
this year.
A lot of youth this year, that's
like
for sure
it.
about it. Lots of great stuff. Hey, we appreciate Aaron Reutzel for joining us, as well as Matt Juhl. But more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here on MRN's Winged Nation.
You've been listening to Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. You can also find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.